Josh Fellman. I am originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Conference is amazing. It lists all of the things and very specific steps that you need. It's very actionable. You come away with everything you need to know, what you need to know, how you need to do it. It's fun. It's an intense experience. You absolutely have to do it. It's amazing. It gives clarity to the things that are maybe a little bit vague as far as understanding. You come away from the conference knowing exactly what you need to do.
Welcome to the epic world of dog training. I am JT Lawson. I am the lead trainer at Make Your Dog Epic. I also own the Oklahoma locations for Make Your Dog Epic, where we turn your canine companions into truly epic dogs. Get ready for your daily doses of wisdom as we tackle your questions and unleash the secrets to mastering dog training. As always, our goal is to gain obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality. Now kiss. Oh, thank you. Oh, good job. Can I have a kiss? Well, thank you. Oh, let's try again. Oh, what? One more? No? Okay.
Yes, and yes. Today, folks, we're joined here with the owner of Make Your Dog Epic Oklahoma, JT Lawson. You're building a big brand, and we're going to celebrate a longtime client that I've also coached with over the years, a man by the name of Josh Fellman. But before we do that, tell everybody out there about your brand, makeyourdogepic.com, because it really is taking off. More and more people are discovering the brand. You're becoming the highest rated and most reviewed dog trainer in all of Oklahoma, actually. You actually are right now. Tell us what's going on at makeyourdogepic.com.
Yeah, so we're actually the highest rated and most reviewed, possibly in the world. I haven't found anyone else that has more reviews than us yet so far. So we might be the highest on the planet so far.
Yeah,
but
and you're the bat dog now for the Drillers.
Yeah, we got the dog Achilles. He's the bat dog for the Tulsa Drillers. We also do stuff with the Tulsa Oilers and the Tulsa Oilers. I know they both have the same name, but one's a football team, one's a hockey team. And we do stuff at halftime a little bit there. We do some tricks. He goes and picks up the pucks at halftime that they throw in for like the chuck a puck thing when people try to win stuff. It's a fun thing. But yeah, it's makeyourdogepic.com. First lesson is 50 cents. Our goal is to help people out, help them gain more freedom through dog training, because the dog that listens gets more freedom and will beat any competitor's price. And this is Achilles at the game. There I am.
There he goes.
Find the bat.
Gets the bat.
Get the bat.
Brings the bat back.
Brings the bat back.
That's a beautiful.
And then he gets to go play fetch in between. And we have time for like play fetch once or do a trick or whatever, but he's loving it. He gets all the cheers from the crowd. He loves it.
Now, what I want to talk about on today's show, again, is why you have to be remarkable or you're invisible. You're either remarkable or invisible. And so on today's show, we're going to feature a longtime client success story who's having massive success. And one of the things that was great, one of the things that is great about working with Josh Fellman is the guy is very appreciative.
Josh Fellman, yeah.
Oh, very, very, very appreciative. Josh Fellman is a very appreciative person. And he's not the kind of guy that would team up with, my current employees and take them away from me to start his own thing. Because when you're coaching somebody, like in the case of working with you and other brands, you want to be able to trust the people you're working with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is why we like Josh Fellman. And so on part 2 of today's show, you're going to hear him share how we've helped him grow his business from essentially a startup into a massively successful company. But JT, you can't do it if you don't have 2 things in place. One, there's got to be trust.
Yeah.
You just got to trust. Like if I'm coaching a client, I've got to trust them. They got to trust me. If I'm partnering with someone, I got to trust them. They got to trust me. That trust has got to be there.
Yeah, has to be.
It has to be there. And then the second thing is the business has to be remarkable. You have to find a way to stand out in the cluttered world of commerce. Now, in his case, he does IT consulting and support for business owners. So imagine you're a business owner and you have a printer, you have internet connections, email accounts, multiple computer stations. You will hire his company, and his company will basically work as a service provider to make sure that you can always access the internet, that your computers always work. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And we helped him set up a membership model. Why does a model like that work well for a small business that can't afford a full-time IT guy?
Well, the membership model works well because it's not just one purchase, it's reoccurring. So it's nonstop purchases.
Yep. And this website, here's one to show people. It's 500K MSP, 500K MSP. He also has a brand called Da Vinci. Now, Da Vinci is, again, it's a consulting company right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We found out about this gentleman because he actually found out about me by listening to my podcast over the years. And they reached out and said, could you help us grow our business? And we did it. And one of the first things we had to focus on was, can we help this business stand out? Because they're not the only IT consulting business in the world. And so you've got to have that no-brainer. So let's switch gears real quick and go back to Make Your Dog Epic, and then we'll share this testimonial story today. What is the no-brainer? What makes MakeYourDogEpic.com stand out amongst your esteemed competitors? Because when I do a search right now for dog training Tulsa, let's just say I'm doing a search for dog training Tulsa and I'm in Tulsa, there's a lot of great dog trainers that pop up in the search, and you click on their websites and you evaluate who's a good fit. Apparently this website is down for some reason right now, but you click right here, you'll notice what is it that makes your business stand out despite, other than having your website working?
Yeah, well, one, we're the highest rated and most reviewed. So that's on that last page you saw, we were the highest rated and most reviewed. So that's the number one thing people look at.
Yeah.
Is because that's client testimonials saying we've done a good job. So that's objective reviews. So we have almost 2,000. The next closest is 1,200. So, and which for whatever reason, their website isn't working right now. But then you have the other ones down there. The next closest is 62.
Well, their website's working. They got that going for them.
It is working. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But on top of that, one of on the training side of it, our biggest goal is obedience, but never at the expense of the dog's personality. So a lot of these people, they get your dog to listen, but they crush its soul in the process. And that's not what people really want. So then at the end, they're like, where's my dog and where's his personality? And that's a big thing for us. The next one is we will beat any competitor's price. So after that first lesson, which is just 50 cents, also, by the way, if you sign up for that, you're entered in for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii.
You have a chance to win a Hawaii if you sign up for that first lesson for 50 cents.
Yep.
And you'll beat any competitor's price.
Yep.
Highest rated, most reviewed.
And we have the fastest turnaround time in the industry. Ooh. So we fix 98% of issues in 1 to 3 weeks. And then after that, we also give a money back guarantee. So a lot of trainers use the terminology, it might stick. Basically, their excuse to blame either you or the dog. If the training doesn't work, we never blame the client. It's always our fault. And then after that, we have lifetime support. So you get group class included and you get lifetime phone support.
Also, one thing that you do a phenomenal job of, and I encourage everyone to look into this here. And again, we also worked with today's testimonial and success story on helping them do this. Once you create that differentiator, you don't use high pressure, ridiculous, guilt-driven sales techniques.
Correct.
You don't do manipulative sales techniques. You have such a no-brainer that people just want to work with you. And so again, step one, come up with a differentiator today. What is it that makes your business stand out in the clutter of commerce? What is it? What is it that makes your company, your product, your service stand out? Second is once you do that, you want to create a no-brainer offer that people want to do. They don't need to be pressured into doing.
Yep.
And then third, you have to obsessively gather objective reviews from customers. You just have to do it. JT, anything else you want to share before we share this testimonial of a wonderful, high integrity client? And again, I say this because we're in a world today, JT,
yeah,
where shady people could come into my world, into my life of entrepreneurial growth. They could look around and they could say, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to hire your employees away from you because you haven't figured out.
Yep.
Or, hey, I'm going to try to, learn what I can learn from you and then compete directly against you. There's a lot of nefarious people in this world today. And I'm so glad that Josh Feldman is not one of those people. So
yep.
Any final thoughts you have there, sir?
Yeah. I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, that's really what you got to look for is trustworthy people. And it's great to, knowing that Josh Feldman is that type of person, very trustworthy. And then the last thing is you have to wow your customers so much that you don't have to do sleazy sales moves or high pressure, gross sales moves.
And this isn't a sleazy high pressure sales move. I'm just telling you, if you have a dog right now and you live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, just go to MakeYourDogEpic.com right now and schedule that first lesson for 50 cents. I promise you it's going to alleviate some stress in your life. And because JT and the team will beat anybody's price, you're going to get the best deal. Again, that's makeyourdogepic.com, makeyourdogepic.com. And if you're out there today and you have a website and it's not working, I recommend that you turn it back on.
Boom, shake the room, Fire Nation. JLD here with an audio masterclass on guaranteed success. Why you must know and complete your daily KPIs or your dream will die. To drop these value bombs, I have brought Clay Clark on the mic. He is the former U.S. SBA Entrepreneur of the Year, founder of 6 multi-million-dollar companies, a Forbes contributor and author of 13 books, and host of the 6 times iTunes chart-topping podcast. Fire Nation, we're going to be sharing so many value bombs today. Just take my word for it. You are not going to want to miss any of them. And we'll dive right in with Clay as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors. Looking for a business coach who has helped thousands of entrepreneurs just like you to increase their profitability by an average of 104% per year, all for less money than it would cost to hire a full-time minimum wage employee? Schedule your free consultation today with Clay Clark at thrivetimeshow.com/fire. thrivetimeshow.com/fire. Start building an army of loyal affiliates and brand ambassadors who constantly promote your products today. The step-by-step is waiting for you on my buddy Russell Brunson's new podcast miniseries, Traffic Secrets. Open your podcast app and subscribe to Traffic Secrets now or visit trafficsecretspodcast.com. Clay, say what's up to Fire Nation and share something interesting about yourself that most people don't know.
Fire Nation, what is going on? I hope you're having a great start to your day or a great day. And fun fact is I wear the same thing every single day.
Paint us a picture. What does that look like?
Forever, I used to wear a red tie with a white shirt and a blue suit. And then I had a certain economic goal that once I hit a certain goal level, I would begin to never wear that again. And so now I wear and one basketball shorts, which you too can buy for about $15. I wear a pair of Yeezys that clients, whenever they hit their financial goals, I have a Will Work for Yeezys program where people mail me Yeezys as a thank you gift. So I wear Yeezys. I wear a hat that says Boom on it, and I have a jersey that says Boom on it. It's a custom jersey. And on the back, it has my wife's name on it, Vanessa, and the number 99, because that's when I graduated from high school.
Amazing. I'm actually a 98 high school grad, so we're right back to back, brother. I definitely love this. And Fire Nation, as you know from my great introduction of Clay, we're going to be talking all about guaranteed success, why you must know and complete your daily KPIs or your dream will die. A little dramatic, but true. And Clay, you've been on Entrepreneurs on Fire before, and every single time you have just brought so much energy, so much value that of course we're bringing you back on again because listen, you're the founder of several multi-million-dollar businesses. You are a business coach to over 160 clients who have a combined value that now exceeds $2 billion. Why? I must ask you, why do your clients grow on the average of 104% a year when Inc. magazine shows that 96% of small businesses will fail within 10 years?
First off, for your listeners out there who are smart and discerning people, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click on the testimonials button, you can see these people and hear their stories. But what I do is if you're going to make let's say an airplane or a building, you'd probably want to use a blueprint.
Yeah.
You probably want to use a proven plan. If you want to make a recipe that actually tastes good, you want to use you want to make a smoothie that tastes good, you want to use a recipe. That's how it works. And what happens is a lot of business owners, for whatever reason, they don't really either know that a blueprint already exists for the building they want to build or the company they want to build. They don't know a blueprint already exists for the automobile they want to create. And they don't know a recipe exists for the food they want to make. And therefore, they're working by guesswork. And I have a proven plan that I create for each and every client. And because our program is month to month, it really is incumbent upon me to make sure that it works for my benefit and for their benefit. I don't rope people into a longer term deal. And there's nothing wrong with doing a longer term deal. But at the end of the day, it's month to month. And so my clients, if they don't have that growth, they're not going to stick around. And so my average client sticks around for about 7 to 8 years until they sell their company. And it starts with about an hour-long deep dive, what I call a 13-point assessment, where I sit down with them and I go over every possible question I would want to know before making that plan. And it takes me between 4 and 10 hours to make a customized plan for them.
this is how you help your clients find that right direction. I mean, you sit down, you do this massive assessment, and now you just know more about them than potentially anybody else in their life, especially when it comes to them and the business end. So once you've done this assessment, Clay, what specifically is your process for making custom business plans for these individuals?
Well, I thought what we could do is maybe go over a specific client here.
Yeah.
One company reached out to me, and they were already successful. They were already doing well, and it was called the guy's name was Josh Feldman. Josh, Fellman. He made a lot of money in the IT space, and he'd already built multiple successful IT companies. But he kind of wanted to know, how do you create both time freedom and financial freedom? So I go over a 13-point assessment, and that thing, we get into first, what are your goals? Because my goals, I don't like to travel. I don't like to wear anything except for the same thing every day. I have a wife and 5 kids. So my goals are different. I mean, most people listening to the show right now are going, you never want to travel? So this recent travel ban hasn't impacted me in terms of traveling at all.
Right.
I don't go to concerts. I don't do group events. And so I do care about our economy, but it hasn't bothered me. Now, some of my clients, their goals are normal. They say, hey, I'd like to travel, or I'd like to maybe not wear the same thing every day. And so we get into, first off, we start off with, what are your goals? And then I know what your goals are, then I go over a very detailed assessment where I talk about your branding. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 means your branding is like Tesla, it's world class, and 1 is terrible. It looks like somebody who did their best, but it wasn't good enough, made it. Then we go over that. We do the rating of that. Then we go over their website, how highly they're ranking on the search engines on a scale of 1 to 10. If 10 means every time somebody Google searches, and in my case, if you Google search Bill Belichick fan, I always come up top in Google because I am obsessed with Bill Belichick. And somebody else might say, well, if you Google Tulsa cookies, I want to come up top in Google. If you Google Joplin, Missouri gyms, I want to come up top. And we go over their rank on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. Then we go over with them, how many customers do you need to have per day to achieve your financial goals?
Ooh.
And most people have never thought about that.
Never.
Ever. So for me, we have on average, 100 people a week that reach out for one-on-one business coaching. And I have, 2 availabilities a week to talk to somebody. And we usually have 1 availability a month. And so I know for me, I only want to work with 160 clients because I give them my cell phone number, and then they have coaching calls with our consultants. But I never want to be so busy I can't respond to their sometimes urgent needs for my program. But somebody else might have thousands of clients. There's nothing wrong with that. So you go over your goals, and then you go over step 3. How many hours per week are you willing to work? Oh, JLD, no one has ever asked that question.
Yeah.
And for me, I like to wake up at 3 a.m, and I like to grind until about 5, 6 days a week. Oh, it's beautiful. And now my wife doesn't like that. So we've agreed on a plan that is plan B, and that's called plan staying married. And so, but when I first got married, I didn't know that I had to be on the same plan as my wife. And so I worked every hour. And so I'm not kidding. I worked at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV to fund DJConnection.com.
Wow.
But once DJConnection.com got huge, and we were America's largest wedding entertainment company, this would be like 2004, 2005. I thought, people want to pay me to DJ? Yes, I shall DJ at the Mall of America for Kevin Garnett's store. Yes, I shall DJ in Dallas in the same week. Yes, I shall DJ in Nashville. Yes. And my wife's like, babe, you're DJing 7 nights a week. And I'm going, I'm making a ton of money, baby, for you.
For you.
That I never see. For you, I make it all for you, but I never see you. So we go over the number of hours they're willing to work. And then we go over, after we've done this, we go over, what's your unique value proposition? Like your show, for instance. Why I like your show is you always put out good energy. You got good energy. And then you always have practical tips, and you interview people that are vetted and that makes sense. That's what makes you great. But there's some people's shows that maybe they're funny. That's their niche. Somebody else's show, maybe I don't know. Everyone's got their own niche. You got to figure out in the parking space and in the big parking lot of business, where's the open parking space? And then after that, we go over what is a turnkey marketing system that will create both time freedom and financial freedom for you. So with Josh Feldman, we had to create a system that would allow him to travel around the country in a Winnebago, I believe was his stated goal. And then in return, I asked for a pair of Yeezys. And so he got his Winnebago and his trip, and I got my Yeezys. But then we go through this whole process. After we go over the marketing systems, then we move in and it gets more specific. Now we're getting into the sales systems. Do they have scripts in place? Standardized pricing? Do they record their calls for quality control? Do they track the lead source? Do they have a one sheet? Do they track their conversion percentage? And usually it's no. Oh, I've heard about that, but no. And then we go over step 8. What does it cost for you to acquire a new customer? If you spend $1,000 a week on marketing and you get 2 new customers, it's $500 a week on marketing. And do you track that? And then we go over repeatable systems. Are all your files backed up? So if you had to shut down your office, how long have you been living in Puerto Rico?
4 glorious 4% tax years.
Oh. Now, I understand that you and your incredible lady friend, you like to travel. Am I correct?
We travel about 3 months a year.
And don't you do a little Dropbox action or maybe a Google Drive? How do you keep your digital documents organized in the cloud?
Yeah, we're big on the Google Drive.
Yeah, so it's like most of my clients, it's all on a laptop. And if God forbid they lose the laptop, they've lost all of the photos of their child before the age of 4. There's like a laptop where it's like, this laptop is the one where I keep all of my receipts. This laptop over here presents my kids' birthdays. And only 80% of the time they've just recently lost all the files or some of the files and they can't find their passwords. We help them with the file nomenclature. We build the checklists and we make sure everything's backed up. And then we move on to step 10, managing people. It turns out when you tell people what to do, they don't want to do it sometimes because the U.S. Chamber reports that 75% of employees steal from the workplace. And a lot of people don't know that until they hire people. And then we make a sustainable schedule, step 11, step 12, almost done. Then we make a system for recruiting people. How do you hire, inspire, train and retain great people? Do they have scripted job posts? No. Do they conduct a weekly interview? No. Do they even know how to lead their team meetings? No. Do they know how to fire somebody? No. Do they know how to motivate somebody? No. So we go over all that. And then the final step, step 13, this is the one where everybody begins to boo me. They don't like this one. They don't like this one. They like to boo me every time I even bring up this idea. They like to boo. It's accounting.
Accounting.
No, they don't know that when you earn more, they're going to tax you more. And so they maybe think they're living in Puerto Rico where you have sort of a tax haven there. They think they can live like JLD.
I mean, where's the sound effect for tax haven? Come on, you must have something.
This is my tax haven, the sound effect here. There it is. They think they live in a tax haven, but they don't. And then I have to point out to them like, brosif, ma'am, you're going to owe money. So you got to pay that stuff in quarterly. And then they go, oh no. And then I help them automate their savings. And then we want to set up a give back so they can give back to a cause. So every single time that they help a customer, they can also donate to a cause. And then we got to set them up on a weekly schedule. And we got to repeat this over and over and over until our heads explode. We document it. And hopefully we can help them franchise it like we did with tiptopcanine.com or with oxyfresh.com.
I mean, Fire Nation, if you are just not fired up about these KPIs, about these 13 different steps, about the in-depthness of this assessment that Clay goes through, I mean, what are you doing right now? This is what successful businesses are built upon. And Clay, we're going to jump into the break in a couple of minutes here. But first off, give us a quick example of part of the proven path for one of your clients. I guess maybe we're going to have Josh come on the mic here in a little bit, which will be pretty cool. So what does that example look like?
All the listeners out there, do a search right now for Joplin Gyms. So Joplin, Joplin Gyms, like Joplin, Missouri. And when you do a search for them, when you do a search for that term, you'll see Koloff Fitness coming up at the top of the search results.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Jim Joplin, Koloff Fitness, experience the highest and most ...
Now check this out real quick. If you Google Joplin Gyms, Koloff Fitness comes up top in the search results or in the top 3. And then they come up again in the top 5. Then they have 3 videos. So in the first 8 places on Google, they have 5 of those placements on Google, and then their website, and then their Facebook, and they're beating a great company by the name of Planet Fitness.
They're destroying Planet Fitness.
And Planet Fitness is a huge company. And so it's like David and Goliath. And so Charles Koloff says, I am like David. I'm going against Goliath. I'm going against, a great company called Planet Fitness. And they've got 10 times the budget, 10 times the size. They have thousands of locations. How can I win? So I say, we're going to beat them. Here's the plan. So this is what Charles Koloff has to do every week. And here's a secret. And if all the listeners out there can only share it with everybody they know, we'll just keep it between us and everyone you know. It's called VISM. VISM. Without a VISM, VISM, your digital dominance will perish. So step 1, okay? V, they have to get video reviews from happy clients every single day. V, video reviews. And we teach them how to optimize them. I, they want to get images optimized in Google and add them to their site and their Google map every day. S, they want to write at least 500 words of search engine content every single day for their website. And M, get more Google and Facebook reviews. And that's their entire marketing plan. That's it, VISM. And they have gone from 1 location to 2 to 3, and they are dominating, not because I'm a genius, but because I've taken a complicated idea and made it simple. And because they're not web developers, my team built a canonically compliant website for them, and we shoot the videos for them, and we do the things for them that maybe they don't have the team to do, but they still have to put in that work.
Man, Fire Nation, we're not complicating things here. 4 steps, VISM, video reviews, images, search engine content, more good Facebook and Google reviews. Now, those first 3, and I love that you made that point, Clay, every single day. And guess what? Is it super easy to create this content every single day? I mean, it takes work, but guess what? It's work that Planet Fitness is not putting in. And guess what? They're losing every single day. The higher the barriers, the lower the competition. Choose and run for those high barriers, Fire Nation, because your competition will be distant if you can even see them at all. So Fire Nation, Charles Kola is gaining all this traction because he's focusing on these points, this VISM, and he is working on the key performance indicators and making things happen. And Fire Nation, we're about to take a break. When we get back, we actually have one of Clay's clients in the studio, Josh Fellman. And I just can't wait for Clay, you to introduce this guy, tell us a little bit about him. And then we're actually going to bring Josh on because he's going to give his honest assessment of his process with Clay as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back when we get back from thanking our sponsors. Looking for a business coach who has helped thousands of entrepreneurs just like you to increase their profitability by an average of 104% per year, all for less money than it would cost to hire a full-time minimum wage employee? Fire Nation, meet Clay Clark. Clay has been coaching businesses just like yours since 2006. Yep, even through the Great Recession. And he does it for less money than it would cost to hire a full-time minimum wage employee. At a time when Inc. magazine reports that by default, 96% of businesses will fail within 10 years, Clay is helping businesses like yours to grow on average by 104% annually. You might be wondering, how's this even possible? Well, Clay only takes on 160 clients, which means he's able to personally design your business plan. Plus, Clay's team helps you execute that plan with access to graphic designers, Google certified search engine optimizers, web developers, online advertising managers, videographers, workflow mappers, and accounting coaches to help you get on top of your numbers. Visit thrivetimeshow.com/fire to see thousands of video testimonials from real clients who Clay has helped over the years. Then schedule your free consultation with Clay himself to see how he and his team can help you thrive. That's thrivetimeshow.com/fire. One of the biggest struggles we face as online business owners is building an audience. Getting traffic to your website, podcasts, videos, social media channels, it's not easy. But there's a framework that you can start using right now to consistently drive your dream customers to your business every day. Want that framework? Great news, Fire Nation. My buddy Russell Brunson is a co-founder of ClickFunnels and has grown his business to a near $1 billion valuation using traffic driving strategies as a backbone of his business. And fortunately for the rest of us, he's one of the most generous people I know in the online business world. He just created a new podcast mini-series called Traffic Secrets to help you learn exactly how to borrow traffic from influencers in your industry, how to build an army of loyal affiliates and brand ambassadors who constantly promote your products, how to effectively build an email list, and so much more. Open your podcast app and subscribe to Traffic Secrets now, or visit trafficsecretspodcast.com. So Clay, we're back, and man, so much value in the first segment of this podcast episode and so much more coming because, I mean, you like to do things in a different kind of way, Clay, which I love. And you actually brought one of your clients into the studio so that we can have like a real conversation with him. So it's not just like me and Clay just talking about how awesome Clay is, because of course he is, and that's reality, but let's bring on somebody else. So set the stage, Clay. Who do you got for us? What are we going to be talking about? Let's chat.
Quick funny story here. After I achieved financial freedom and time freedom and I'd sold some businesses, I found out that the mayor in my town was running unopposed. This woman wanted to run unopposed. And I know your audience has all different political leanings, but the point is we were on different sides of the aisle. And I got a chance to know her because she presented me with the Entrepreneur of the Year award. So I knew this lady, and I jokingly said, well, I'm going to run against you. And she said, well, you should. And I said, I will. And I did. And so this guy, Josh, saw me running for mayor of my town at the age of, I think, 26 at the time. That's how we first met. And then we didn't really reconnect, I want to say, Josh, for how long until we reconnected? It was probably, 10 years maybe, or maybe 8 years, or how long was it?
At least that. What year was that? That was 2000 and...
I don't even know. So it was a long time. It was a JLD, probably 8 years, 7 years, something like that. And long story short, he's a bearded man. He's a man with a beard. His website is 500kmsp.com, 500kmsp. He does IT consulting, and he also owns other companies. And so that's how I met Josh, and we've been working together. Josh, how long have you been stuck with me?
Going on 2 years now?
Oh, 2 years. See, he says it with great hesitation. 2 years now? Isn't that the worst?
Pull up my tracking sheet.
It's been about 2 years. Okay.
One thing I want to do here, Clay, because I just think it's really fun and really different and really exciting. And, this is something I actually have not done in over 25 episodes of Running Entrepreneurs on Fire here, is I kind of want to have you kind of take over the hosting part for the rest of this episode and walk Josh through the process. Ask him questions. I'll be here to kind of like say a couple things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But let's be honest. You've rocked the mic on Entrepreneurs on Fire before. You're a current awesome sponsor of the show because you know the value of Fire Nation, what we're doing. And I want Fire Nation to get to know a little bit more about you, not just as the interviewee, but, as the great host that you are for your own show and now on Entrepreneurs on Fire. So take Josh through these next few things that we wanted to talk about. And I'm going to kind of hand off the controls. I'm still here. I'll still be yapping in, but take it away, brother.
Yeah. So Josh, how long have you been a self-employed person before you and I ever started coaching together?
Since the age of at least 8 years old, my mother convinced me to deliver cookies door to door and to the local Ace Hardware turns cookies, and they like lunch. And so I would trot myself down there to the Ace Hardware and sell cookies at age 8.
And where did you have your first traction where you thought, you know what, I may win as an entrepreneur? When did you have your first big win as an entrepreneur? How old were you approximately? What were you doing?
Well, it was in 2008, I decided to start a third IT company. And it turns out 2008 is a great year to start a company.
Yes.
For specifically IT companies, because companies fire their IT people and hire somebody that's half the cost. And so we did really well during a recession. And so when I was in business school, school was in the way of me making money, but there was one thing I did take out of school, which is revenue generating activities for businesses. Most businesses have sales, and most businesses have service. And IT is an oddity in that it has a third revenue producing vehicle that is a recurring revenue website hosting backups. And so I thought that was an oddity. And I've been able to make a lot more money than a typical business because that's more revenue.
So for the listeners out there of this great show, great program that aren't familiar with what it's like to be stuck in a room with me, first off, talk about the growth you've experienced, and then talk about what it's like to be stuck in a room with somebody who only goes 95 miles an hour while being laser focused. So let's go with what kind of growth have you had? Have you grown a little bit?
Well, since April of... that would be April of last year. So we're coming up on April of this year. So in 2 years, I've gone from, I reached out to Clay to help develop me as a coach. I had some knowledge as a technician, and I needed to know, how do I communicate this to another human being using words? And he's taught me how to be funny, how to communicate this to somebody else where they actually understand it. And so, almost 2 years ago, I asked him to help me create an IT coaching company to communicate some knowledge that I had learned. And we went from zero revenue to we're billing almost $40,000 a month in coaching.
So from zero revenue to $40,000 a month?
Right. I think we were at 30. You can pull up my tracking sheet if you want to, but I think we were at $35,000 a month. But we've closed 2 more clients.
And then you have other businesses too. Don't you have like an arcade?
So when I sold my third IT company in 2017, I was approached by 3 individuals who had made some significant amount of money, but they didn't know what to do with it. And they asked myself and my business partner to help either acquire or grow companies for them. So essentially, I now am the president of a small venture capital fund where we started, to date, we've started 2 companies. One is an arcade and bar in McKinney, Texas.
Cool.
And the second is we acquired a laundromat.
And are they growing too?
The laundromat we acquired on paper. It was supposed to have a cash-on-cash return based on the money I put into it. It was supposed to make a 14% net profit.
Sure.
And it is currently making a 28% net profit.
Oh, yes. I'm going to give myself a mega point right there. I live for these mega points.
Mega point. Mega point.
Oh, I love mega points. Love mega points. Now, what is the worst part and the most difficult part of having me work with you every week? Because I think people out there, they say they want to grow. I have never served in the military like JLD did, but it's kind of like a boot camp is how people tell me. They say it's kind of like, I don't know, you show up and you thought maybe it was going to be like going to Disney World and all of a sudden a drill sergeant shows up, but you're paying him somehow. Can you explain what it's like to be stuck in a room with me?
Josh, I will protect you as well, brother. I'm a tank commander. I've been to Iraq. I'll make it happen. So whatever you say, I want to hear the best, but I also want to hear the worst.
Clay Clark has a unique ability to speak truth to you, and you're thankful for it, and you want to come back for more, and you feel disappointed to let him down. At least that's the way it is for me. I've learned some specific things in communicating knowledge to somebody else. You have to be funny, or you won't be listened to, or you'll be immediately unheard or dismissed.
Boring will put you out of business.
Exactly.
Oh, it will. Oh, it's not good. Now, the thing I would say, though, is our team does the back end support for you, too. So we've helped you build your website and done your videos and done the launching of the ads. And then JLD, decided to hire our team to make outbound calls. We do that as a service for our clients, outbound calls on behalf of your company to help you acquire clients. So we were actually the marketing vehicle that called, and we charged $25 an hour. And I think we were doing about 10 hours a week of calls for you. And I think at the peak, maybe doing 40 hours a week of calls.
I believe that's correct.
Could you maybe explain the value of having a call center that's making calls for you that you don't have to employ beyond just a month-to-month relationship?
Yeah, and let me just break in before even Josh answers and just say, Foundation, imagine that. Like not having to go out, find, hire, train, and then like overlook. I mean, $25 an hour, you're literally handed a call center for as many hours as you want. Mind blown. Yeah. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's immensely valuable for someone who can do their own cold calling to a certain extent, although Clay has a unique way of mentoring talent that exceeds even something that somebody who's been in sales for a number of years would be able to accomplish. But specifically for me, I have leads sent to me that I can simply reach out to at an appropriate time. They've already set an appointment for me. They set somewhere between 2 and 4 appointments for me a week, which is right about where I want to be. And I simply call them and
the calls are recorded for quality assurance too. So you can listen to the calls. Like we made a script together, but then you listen to the calls every week and provide feedback on it. I want to get into this because I don't want the wrong person to reach out to me and say, I thought I was going to be talking to a Build-A-Bear representative, and I ended up talking to Chuck Norris. I mean, could you kind of explain what person would not be a good fit to reach out to us? Because I want everybody who's listening to this show to be blessed. Yeah. There's a lot of programs that are a good fit, but I don't want the wrong person reaching out. You know what I mean?
So if you are what Clay refers to as a happy hoper, if you're looking for a magic pill for somebody just to do it for you, but you're unwilling to follow up, they're going to set leads for you, and then you're not going to follow up, and then you're going to blame the leads, and it's your fault because you didn't follow up.
What I did here, JLD, to make it easier for your listeners, is I made a landing page called thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. And I asked if my 160 clients would be willing to allow me to share their website address, their first name and last name, and the actual growth percentage at which they grew last year, so you could see the roster and see if they're like you or not. And currently, last year, the average client grew by 104%. Well, put that there for all your listeners, and that way they can see. My final thing I wanted to see if you could share is, I only work with 160 clients.
Correct.
And people hear that and they go, no, you don't. You're going to take on any client there is. And you've seen me because you've shadowed me. I allow all my clients to shadow. And you've seen me tell someone they're not a good fit. Why do you believe that I only take on 160? I mean, there's a math to it at JLD. We have 47 employees full time that help to support our clients. But can you maybe explain why we only take on 160 from your perspective?
Because it hurts your head to deal with a lame ass every day.
Oh, Shonda. That was
Shonda
truth right there. Oh, man. Oh, okay.
All right, flashbacks.
JLD, back to you in the booth. Back to you in the booth there.
You know, Fire Nation, there's a reason why, number one, I want to have Clay back on Entrepreneurs on Fire. I mean, he absolutely crushed it earlier in the year. And you responded in a massive way because he gave an incredible offer and you guys just took it up, to the next level. And then Clay and I were chatting and he's just like, yo, your audience resonates so well with me and my brand and what I do. He's like, I want to get in front of your audience more. Like, I want to sponsor the show, which is obviously why Clay's sponsoring this show that we're talking about right now that you heard during the pre-roll, the mid-roll, and you'll hear during the post-roll. But also you're going to be hearing from him a lot over the next year on Entrepreneurs on Fire because he's just got his system down. He knows who his core audience is, and he knows that you, Fire Nation, are right up his alley. So, Clay, why don't you maybe talk about the opportunity that Fire Nation has? And it's a limited opportunity, let's be honest, because you only work with 160 clients. So What do you want Fire Nation to really get from this conversation that you and I had during the first part of the show? Obviously, the great conversation that Josh added to as well. Take it away.
Well, I would just say Christina Nemes with Cape Cod Auto Body and Detailing.com is one example. I believe she heard of me through you. That's my understanding today. And
she's thanked me many times, by the way.
And she's based in the Boston area. And she said, could you shoot a commercial that'll get traction? I said, sure. So one of our employees has a bulldog named Chauncey. And we had Chauncey mouth the words, and then I do the Boston accent, and she gets the leads. She said, could you get us to the top of Google? I said, sure. Could you help me make checklists? I said, yep. Could you? But it all started with a 13-point assessment. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, it's thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, you're going to go there. And if you fill out the form to schedule a 13-point assessment, most people have told me that assessment alone changes their life. And I say that because when you have more money, as Christina does, she grew by 67% last year.
Wow.
Then you can buy back your time. So you can pay a personal assistant to do something, or you can pay someone to mow your lawn, or you can pay someone to get the groceries, or you can just afford to pay for healthcare. So again, I'm not talking about, I'm not a big feelings guy. And there's a lot of great guests you've had on your show that talk about motivation and alignment and a lot of things that really do matter. What I'm looking for are people that say, I am motivated, I'm fired up, I just need to have a linear path. Yeah. So we do the 13-point assessment for you, and that alone is a life-changing thing for people. But then also we do a complete web analysis. When you reach out and schedule a 13-point assessment, we always do a free complimentary web analysis. Now this web analysis is something that I used to charge well over $1,500 for. I used to charge about $2,000 to $1,500 depending on how big the site was. And the only thing I can compare it to would be if you go to bruceclay.com. He's a great podcast guest of mine I've had. He writes Search Engine for Dummies every year. Or Gary Grant with SEO Inc. He charges between $4,000 and $6,000 a month. These guys are great people that their whole business is doing search engine optimization. But because I own actual companies, helping you grow your company is sort of like my hobby. It's what I do for fun. And so I use my team that works with my companies to help you with your business. So it's, in a way, business coaching for me is more of like my calling than it is my profit center. And so because of that, we can have our team pull a battery of reports and tell you specifically what's wrong with your website behind the scenes. Because it might look great. It might have a great visual look to it. But as you and I know, if the title tags are wrong, or if the keywords are wrong, if the XML sitemap is wrong, if the site speed is wrong, if you don't have enough words on every page, if you have duplicate content, I mean, there's just all these things that are wrong. And so we're going to do the assessment for you for the low price of free, which is a shocking number. Then we're going to do a complete web audit for you for free. Then I'm going to tell you at least 2 or 3 bad jokes if you get through the vetting process for free. Nothing says I love you more than bad jokes, folks.
Holy cow!
So I'm going to hit you with the bad jokes. You're going to leave going, that guy's weird. Man, I learned a lot. You get all that stuff. And then I made an ebook copy. I've written over a dozen books. And so I made a free ebook copy available for all of your listeners. Again, by going to thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, you can download my search engine domination book, which has been a bestseller on Amazon for the past year. You can download that for free. You can download The Art of Getting Things Done for free. And some of these books have been Amazon bestsellers. You can download the ebook version all for free. You get Bad Jokes for free. You get a web assessment for free. You get the 13-point assessment for free. I mean, really, it's a lot of free. And the only way you could possibly pay me, and by the way, if you do pay me, it's $1,700 a month. And you say, well, why is it $1,700 a month? Because I operated a 20% profit margin. So I'm going to make an outstanding $340 per month to provide all that value for you on a month-to-month basis. And I'm very transparent about that. And we do have a scholarship program for client in need. And we do 2 clients a month like that, where we help you out at a discounted rate, where we kind of meet you where you're at. I don't like to do that for every client because it wouldn't be financially sustainable. But if you will, if all your listeners will Google Joplin Gyms, you can see our handiwork. If you Google Tulsa Cookies, you can see Barbie Cookies, and you can see that handiwork. If you Google search Satellite Beach Pizzeria, you can see Papa Gallo's, you can see our handiwork. Or if you just go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click on testimonials, you can see, check this out, over 1,000 current or former clients sharing their testimonials about how the system worked. But remember, nothing works unless you do. Maya Angelou said, nothing works unless you do. So you got to be a doer. Don't just be a hearer. Don't think this is a TED Talks. This is like TED Talks with the follow-up. Okay, folks, we're going to follow up. So that's what it's all about.
Fire Nation, Clay walks the walk. He talks the talk. That's why I brought him back on the show. That's why I agreed to have him as a sponsor, because I am so obsessed with my sponsors only delivering amazing value to you, Fire Nation. So believe me, I know Clay delivers. And Clay, in closing, I just want to ask you this question. I think it might be on some of Fire Nation's minds, and I just really want to give you the stage once again to take this home, to close it down, and then we'll say goodbye. And that is, you've long ago achieved financial freedom, achieved time freedom, and that's amazing things. And a lot of people who are listening might be like, why is this guy not on a beach in Puerto Rico, just like sipping Mai Tais and like just relaxing? What motivates you to coach your clients? What is the real reason?
I believe, and I know it is entirely possible to go to college, to earn a degree, and to learn very little about how to earn money. In fact, as a general rule, most of the general education out there is kind of like it's like memorizing the History Channel. It's like you learned a lot about the Byzantine Empire, and it might be fascinating, but it's not wealth creating. And I grew up in a home where my dad delivered pizzas at Domino's. He worked the night shift at Quick Trip convenience stores to pay the bills. And I sincerely mean this. I thought that my father didn't like me until I was able to hire him when I was 27 years old. And I was talking with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, why were you always working? He's like, to put food on the table. Now, my dad has a college degree from Oral Roberts University. And imagine what that felt like as a kid. And a lot of your listeners can relate to this. My dad just worked his ass off constantly because he wanted to provide. But my dad wasn't one of those dads who comes home and goes, that's right, I've been working for you. He was a quiet guy. He just worked. And from the age of 27, when I hired my dad, he's like, what do you want? What am I going to do for you, son? I said, you can just come be a dad. I'll put you on payroll. You can help me with the books. I need someone I can trust. He moved from Minnesota to Tulsa to come work with me. And when he died of Lou Gehrig's on September 5th, 3 years ago, I can honestly say I had no regrets. I got all that time with my dad. And there's so many people out there that are exchanging all their time for very little money. And that just makes zero sense. And if you're going to go out there today and hire a minimum wage employee, let's say you're in the great state of Michigan or something, okay? You hire an employee for $12 an hour, $11 an hour. Let's say you're in Oklahoma, you hire someone for $7.25 an hour. If you hire somebody for $12 an hour after payroll taxes and they work for you 40 hours a week for 4.3 weeks a month, that means that you're going to pay that person $2,064 a month before factoring in payroll taxes and providing them an office and all the costs of hiring them and finding them and recruiting them. And you know what I mean? There's a lot of costs, hidden costs associated with hiring somebody. And for less money than it would cost you to hire even one full-time minimum wage employee, we can change your life and we will change your life. And I am serious about it. My dad recently died, and that's not fun, but man, how terrible would my life have been if I didn't have certain key mentors in my life? And I'll tell you this, none of my mentors reached out to me. I had to go pay these people. I paid Michael Levine, the PR consultant for Michael Jackson and Prince and Nike, best-selling author Michael Levine. He worked with Charlton Heston. I paid Home Skillet $25,000 to teach me how PR works. $25,000, and it was worth every dollar of it, because now I can get my clients like Josh with Living Water Irrigation on the Kelly Clarkson show and the Today Show, and I can get clients like OxyFresh on Fox News. I know how to do it now. But $25,000. I paid Bruce Clay, I think it was $8,000 a month for 12 consecutive months to learn how search engines work. I mean, and I'm glad I did, but JLD, that's some money right there.
That's some dope.
I paid some money. And if I was right now and I wanted to be a podcaster, I'd pay you to learn how to podcast, because it turns out you know how to podcast.
Heck yeah.
If I didn't have the motivation to keep podcasting every day, I'd pay you whatever that fee is. I'd call and go, JLD, how'd you stay motivated when you had 2 downloads a week? Because remember that when you started, the momentum was you. Before you met Kate, you're getting that momentum going. It's you against the world. You're recording. You got 2 downloads a week, maybe 5 a week. And then all of a sudden people go, oh man, must be nice. And you go, yeah, I enjoyed the process, but people don't see the messy middle. The messy middle is the gap between the result that you want to get to and the dream that you just had last night. And somebody has to bridge the gap. And most people who are successful like to travel, not me. So most people who are successful like to go on vacations, not me. They like to go to NFL games, not me. They like to go to parties, not me. They have hobbies and other interests, not me. It's just my wife, my 5 kids, and growing companies. That's all I got. If you're looking for a guy who's the most interesting man in the world, that's not me. But I live behind a wall at Camp Clark and Chicken Palace, where I myopically focus on my clients, and I feel it's a calling, from the Latin word meaning the word vocation meaning calling. I feel like I'm called to do this. And this is what I was called to do. I'm almost 40 years old. I don't know how many more years I have left on this great planet, but this is what I'm going to do. I'll be a 70-year-old doing this. And my hero in the game of business is Paul Graham. Paul Graham's my hero. If you Google search Paul Graham, he's the coach behind Airbnb, Dropbox, and Reddit. And he was the one who kind of paved the way for what I want to do. And Paul Graham is my inspiration.
Fire Nation, if you are literally not pressing pause right now and visiting thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire, check your pulse. I mean, with what Clay just shared, with the immense amount of free value that he's delivering to you on that site, it's just unbelievable. The assessment, the website check, the books, all the jazz, his passion transferred to you and your business, injecting it, especially during these crazy times, Fire Nation. This is what you need. So you know this, Fire Nation. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and you've been hanging out with CC and JLD today. So keep up that heat and head over to thrivetimeshow.com/EOFire. The next stage in your life, Fire Nation, the next stage in your business starts at the end of that URL. Hit it, make it happen. Clay, Josh, thank you both for sharing your truth, your value with Fire Nation today. For that, we salute you, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Take care.
Hey, Fire Nation, today's value bomb content was brought to you by Clay, and you know this. Successful entrepreneurs, they accomplish big goals, Fire Nation. That's why I created a journal that helps you do just that. It's called the Freedom Journal, and it gives you that freedom to accomplish your number one goal in 100 days with step-by-step processes, you name it. Visit thefreedomjournal.com. Use promo code podcast for a $15 discount as a thank you for listening to my podcast. And I'll catch you there, Fire Nation, or I'll catch you on the flip side. Looking for a business coach who has helped thousands of entrepreneurs just like you to increase their profitability by an average of 104% per year, all for less money than it would cost to hire a full-time minimum wage employee? Schedule your free consultation today with Clay Clark at thrivetimeshow.com/fire. thrivetimeshow.com/fire. Start building an army of loyal affiliates and brand ambassadors who constantly promote your products today. The step-by-step is waiting for you on my buddy Russell Brunson's new podcast miniseries, Traffic Secrets. Open your podcast app and subscribe to Traffic Secrets now, or visit trafficsecretspodcast.com.
My name is Daryl Whited, and I originally heard of Josh Jerome through my wife. They were the technology consultants for world travel. So I was in desperate need, and they were, I knew that they were taking care of business there, so they had to have some solid background. Let me start with the biggest one first. We were hit by a tornado back in August of 2017. The boys had been maintaining the backbone of our business for about 6 years, 7 years at that time, and we had lost the building. It was a total loss. We had server rooms that were open to weather, and as anybody that's is in business today knows, without your servers, you have no business. They were able to appropriate our servers out of that building, which had been condemned, and set the servers up in their own facility. And this happened on a Sunday, and by Tuesday we were operational at a very minimal rate again. And from that point, we completely replaced all of our servers and workstations, the whole 9 yards, and they were instrumental throughout the process. They gave us the ideas that we needed. We upgraded everything at the same time, so it was a bootstrap approach to a very dire situation. To say the least, it was remarkable and a bit of a miracle that we were able to survive, but they did an outstanding job, and we owe them a big one. The experience of working with these two guys is unique. Josh and Jerome bring a very out-of-the-box approach to something that can be pretty cut and dry. But as anyone that has been responsible for an IT system knows, not everything always goes right the first time. What they do is when things don't go right, they will stick to it until it is. And they will not let go of it until it's done correctly. Their approach is, now I'm an Oklahoman. I was born and raised here, and their approach is a little bit cowboy. They seem to be able to see the end result before I did, obviously, and they were able to get there pretty rapidly. A little unorthodox at times, but it works, and I appreciate people that can think for themselves and readily admit, oh, that didn't work, let's try this, and continue to go until they complete the project. How I first brought them into the business, we had lost our IT in 2010. All of us, suffered a little bit, from 2008 through 2010, and we had lost our IT department to a large degree. My last one had left, and we were left in the breach without any IT support. And these two young men stepped in, took on a system that was, by all rights and purposes, pretty old, and they nursed it along until we got some upgrades in place and maintained it until we got an administrator back in to kind of take care of the day-to-day things. But they were our de facto tech department for years. The reason I'd recommend both of them is the level of confidence that I have in them is absolutely substantial. Let's say all the service they did prior to the tornado is enough to justify it. But what they did during that timeline when we were in dire need, and without their support and help, we would have failed. We were an import company. We had millions of dollars in transit, and we had our eyes put out completely. Without that support that was critical, we would have been out of business. So they were a key point to our staying in business and still being profitable to this day. I've since retired, but what they did allowed me to retire. So I'm extremely happy, and would talk to anyone to let them know what I think of them as not only as individuals but as businessmen. They really know their business, and I'd be happy to pass that along to anyone.
Now, what company do you work with? I work with Da Vinci MSP Coaching.
What would you say to anybody out there that's not wanting to implement any type of search engine system in order to help with their ranking?
I've had these conversations with people before, and it's difficult to have this conversation because you want people to win. You want people to have success, and this is the simple, easiest way to get wins. When people are calling you, shaking dollar bills at you, saying, I want you to come help me do whatever, you have to do it. I'm not going to say you have to do it. It is in your best interest to do it, to be at the top of Google and just to watch the phone start ringing. As I mentioned to you, that we've had a number of SEO wins. We had a company in the Democratic Republic of Congo call us, which honestly was not even on my radar. I had to go. They called me and they said they're from the DRC. I go, you're going. Is that? I know what the DNC is, but I don't know what the DRC is. So I had to go look up what that was because I am an ignorant Oklahoman. So I had to go Google it, and I found where the Democratic Republic of Congo was. So we're getting leads from places that aren't even on our radar. We've had calls from Australia, New Zealand. We had call from the Middle East. Obviously now one from Africa. That doesn't even count the ones that we get from stateside as well.
As the owner of an MSP, you've got a lot on your plate. You want to create time freedom to come and go as you please, and financial freedom by scaling your MSP company, so you can enjoy the sauce of life to its fullest. This metaphor really broke down quickly. I'm guessing you could benefit big time from a few things. A proven path to earn over $200,000 gross profit per year per employee. That's cheddar. Decrease the amount of time your business depends on you and your efforts. There's only one of you, for gosh sakes. Or identify common loss of margin in the products and services you're trying to sell. And more margin equals more money and more time freedom, because capitalism. Yeah, I'll tell them all about you guys. All right, bye. Let me tell you about Josh and Jerome. These gentlemen generated over $800,000 in profit per year with 10 employees. Last year alone. Hold on, I'm getting a text. Also, gentlemen, you built 3 IT companies over the past 5 years. Oh yeah, they also built 3 IT companies over the past 5 years. Oh, you're right here. Remember when I told you about Josh and Jerome? Built a bunch of IT companies and such? Well, this is Josh. Hello. I'm actually kind of in the middle of something. Sorry. The guys at Da Vinci MSP Coaching have built proven turnkey systems for marketing, customer acquisition, work fulfillment, and even management. And they want to show you how you can implement them in your business so it can grow. Here, kid, dream big, will ya?
Gee, thanks, mister.
So if you're ready to take your MSP to the next level while creating time and financial freedom, fill out the contact form to schedule a 10-minute phone call with one of the founders. Oh, look at that. More fruit.
Hello, I'm Wes Carter. I'm one of the shareholders at Winters & King. My favorite thing that Thrive has helped me accomplish here in our firm is thinking a little bit outside the box. They do SEO, they do printing, they help us with a lot of things from the day-to-day marketing for the firm, but they also help us think of things that as attorneys we probably wouldn't normally think of that help us market our services to our clients. One of the things I love about working with Thrive is that they make it enjoyable to actually do work with them. It's not dry, it's usually fun, but it's always very enjoyable and practical. They give me things and ideas that I can put into place. It's not just some theoretical spiel that they give me. We get practical steps that we work on together to do my job better. So me personally, I would easily recommend Thrive 15 services to my friends, my families. I recommend them to my clients. I think they do a good job. They're passionate. They care about their clients. And I think it's actually a valuable service they provide to people that are in the business world.
My name is Jeff Thomas. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. It's all about getting to the grindstone. It is about putting it's one thing to have a specific vision or a dream, but knowledge without application isn't knowledge at all. That's nothing. Really funny. The atmosphere is very lively. Everybody that is working for Clay is very upbeat and not tired, not sluggish, not complaining, not whining. They don't have anything to do with those types of characteristics. It's all about getting to the grind and having fun while you do it. I haven't actually been to any conferences in the past, but what I will say from what I've seen on YouTube and what from other friends have told me is this isn't like a motivational kind of thing to just, hoo-hoo, rah-rah, get you motivated, but it's like practical steps that if you do take them, which most people aren't willing to do, then you will grow and you'll achieve the specific things that you want. Well, for one thing, I would say that this isn't necessarily for everyone. So if you're not willing to work, this isn't for you. But I will say that if you are willing to work and you're just getting started, but you have actually taken a step in that direction, then this will actually help you grow further exponentially than you could ever imagine.
My name is Taylor Hall. I'm the general manager of the Tulsa Oilers professional hockey team. Our goal every night here at the BOK Center is to try to fill the seats with lots of people and create an exciting environment so when somebody comes to a game, they want to come back. Working with Clay and the staff at Thrive, they've really helped us in many, many ways. Website and graphic design and video production and a lot of things that go along. And a lot of businesses, including ours, doesn't have a staff or a full-time videographer or graphic designer. But the biggest thing that we noticed was the needle mover. More sales, more attendance, more successes in business. We had a record year last season working with Clay for the first time. Our average attendance is higher than it's ever been. So there was a lot of really cool things that we did, and they worked. That's the nice thing about working with Clay and the team over there. It's just not one person, you get the entire team. If you need video design and editing and production, they've got that. If you need graphic design, if you need some coaching, your salespeople and call scripts, PR, they offer all that. Clay was instrumental in helping guiding us and getting us on the right track so that we could really raise the bar and become ultra successful. So it's been an amazing experience for us.
My name is Caitlin. I own a tumbling gym called Justice Tumbling Company in Tulsa. Working with Clay is so helpful, just being diligent with everything and making sure we execute our goals and just really make things happen. It's fun, it's hype, it really gets you energized and going, it just makes you really want to work. To get the momentum going, to really just get that buzz, just really give you the energy to get up and make it happen.
I'm Bob Healy. I'm in the charcoal grilling industry, and the name of my business is Grill Blazer. How will I apply what I've learned so far into my business? I'm actually a client of Thrive 15, and I learn so much from what I'm learning at this conference and from my regular weekly attendance that it's helping me establish the business and get it off the ground. Clay's presentation style is just blatant disregard for what anybody wants. He just has fun. It's him. Everything that you see is authentically Clay. It's a great deal of fun. Everybody enjoys it. They know when they walk in, they think they're coming into a carnival, and frankly, they are. It's just great fun. There's not another conference like it. You just don't go to a carnival atmosphere and learn like you do here at a Thrive conference. It's great. The reason people should attend at least one of these conferences is because it's common sense. And everybody's fed an entire line about the way you should run a business, but until you actually experience running a business, which is candidly what you learn here, how to run a business, you don't know what you're doing.
My name is Tyler Hastings, and this is my wife, Rachel, and our company is Delricht Research out of New Orleans. During our time working with Thrive, we've had numerous successes. When we first started, we were working with one physician. We had one research site, and we were seeing on average, between 10 and 15 patients a week. Since working with Thrive in the last 18 months, we now have 4 research sites. We work with over 5 physicians, and on average, we're now seeing over 60 patients per week. Recently, we've been the top enroller worldwide in 7 studies, which is just incredible considering where we were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Thrive really differs from the other conferences that we've been to and the other kind of programs that we've been through because they actually really practice what they preach, and they implement the same systems and the processes that they teach you about, and they give you real life examples that have really worked for them and show you with the training how to implement that yourself. For example, Tyler and I actually got the opportunity to come out to Tulsa, and we're fortunate enough that the Thrive team took us out to some of the businesses that they own, and we really got to see in real life, real time, some of the systems and processes, and it was just incredible, a real life example of some of the businesses and the things that they're implementing.
Having a coach is important to us. They act as not only an accountability factor, but they're someone we can talk to on a daily basis as we go through the problems of running a business that inevitably come up. They always understand what we're going through, and they're always there to help us or guide us through the problems that we experience. The best part of our experience working with Thrive has just been seeing our relationship grow. So at each step as our business grows, they have something else to provide us with. They've got the resources, whether it be marketing, graphic design, website development, or even into accounting practices. Maybe we need a new insurance policy. They have someone they can connect us with, or they have the direct resource we need to speak with for any of the problems we face. If someone's thinking about signing up for the coaching program, I would highly recommend that they call in for a free 30-minute coaching session and see exactly what the team can do for you. Just speak with someone, let them know what you're going through, and I think you'll find that, regardless of what you need, there's someone there that can help you.
Clay's presentation style is very real and raw. Like, it just gets real down to the bone of it and the real purpose of it. There's no, fluffy vagueness about it, So, he really gets to the point. I'm always reminded about how important it is to be intentional and to really pay attention to how you schedule your time and really honor it. Because whatever gets scheduled gets done. That's what he said from Lee Cockrell. So, just constantly hearing that and getting reminded helps me to reinforce that into my own life. It always helps to get an outside perspective, and especially from a guy that's grown so many multi-million-dollar businesses. It doesn't hurt. So.
My name is Nick Guajardo. I heard about the Thrive Time Show workshop through Andy Matherin. He is my Andy Matherin and Larry Montgomery. They're my bosses at Restore Home Health. So I work with a home health company called Restore Home Health, and my role is pretty much to bring in business. So I was hoping to learn kind of the sales process on top of just kind of the responsibilities, and help understand what it looks like on the SEO side, and just kind of an all around what it looks like to own a business, because that's something I want to do in the future for sure. How I would describe the atmosphere here at Thrive is high energy, great professionalism, great people. It's a place you definitely want to visit and be at. Clay's delivery style, humorous, professional, hilarious. He does it. I haven't seen someone do it better. So he does a great job. Most valuable thing I've learned so far, a lot of it has been extremely valuable. But one thing that's really stuck out to me is learning the SEO stuff. I mean, that is, I think, things you don't really even think about, and then you hear it, and you think you know it, but you don't know it. So I feel like that was the most valuable. Well, they're missing out on just what comes down to just basic applications to be a business owner. I mean, I feel like it's like an absolute necessity, to come here and learn the ins and outs, and maybe come here once and twice if they take good notes, that kind of thing. Why? It's the experience here and what you can learn. Like, absolutely.
So marketing and SEO seemed like something that would be very scary, but then in the way that Clay and his team described it, became very clear and concise, and something that's very accessible to any business owner. I've learned a lot about marketing at this conference, and a lot about business management and HR, really everything, the key components of anybody's business. They're going to give you the best tools to be successful in it. So most workshops or conferences can be really boring, really one note, or they just seem so theatrical that it's a joke and it's not even giving you the tools that you need or that you came there for. But here it's still high energy, it's still fun, everything's to the point, but it's very professional, and you're missing out on easy steps to use in your business that are very accessible and very clear.
My name is Abigail McCarter. The best thing I've learned so far is definitely like organization, schedule-wise, always keeping a to-do list, keeping your calendar organized. I'm kind of all over the place, so that's always good to know. So Clay's presentation style and the atmosphere is electric. It's so energetic, it's so fun. Clay's hilarious, but also knows a ton, so it's just really great all around. This conference is much different than any other conference I've gone to, again, because it's fun. Like a lot of other conferences, it's like really quiet, really cold, and you're just kind of get bored. But this one, you're like always engaged, you're always learning something, and the staff is amazing. They're always super helpful, so it's just been really great.
My name's Clint Howard. We're a personal training and fitness training facility. Oh wow, I'm learning a ton. Like this morning so far has been search engine optimization. So really just the importance of being at the top of Google, how Google works and why it's so important to go out and get video reviews and testimonials and getting Google reviews. And so all those things we can take back and really apply that like immediately. So it's really cool to see not only how to do it, but really the relevance and the importance of it for your long-term strategy of your business. No, it's amazing. Actually, on the way in this morning and yesterday, I was videoing as I was walking in the front entrance. And actually I go to a lot of seminars. I go to a lot of conferences, masterminds. I've been doing that since I was like 22 years old, so gosh, almost 20 years now. And this is by far the most entertaining. Not only the content's amazing, but Clay and you guys do a great job of mixing in edutainment, entertainment where it's fun, it's fresh, it's lively. You never get bored. And I heard a study one time that the reason that children learn so much quicker is because it's fun, learning is fun. And so obviously Clay has nailed that, where it's very fun to be here and keeps you awake, keeps you energized. So I'm having a blast. Yeah, I think any business owner or someone that wants to own a business or considering starting a business should definitely come. I know that I was referred here by friends of mine and clients of mine, and I've referred other people. Again, just to understand what it takes to make a business successful, to have a good time. Obviously, like I was just saying, have fun and network. There's a lot of other people here you can learn from, and there's a lot of breaks you can talk to other people. So I think this is a must-attend for anybody that owns a business or that wants to start a business.
My name's Jamie Fagel. I'm with Jameson Fine Cabinetry. I heard about the conference through Andrew. He's the coach that I deal with here at the Thrive. The most valuable piece I found, even working with Andrew, but it's been solidified when it came here, was you got to actually do the things that they're telling you. With no action, you're not going to get anything from it. I would highly recommend this to almost anybody in business today. I have recommended it to some of my other business partners. It's phenomenal. It's really something that if you want to start a business, the old way of doing things is gone. This is what you got to do. It's the only way it'll work.
Hey, this is Charles and Amber Koloff. We're the owners of Koloff Fitness.
The way we're able to do that is working with Clay for the last 3 years. He has really readjusted our thinking and taught us that our business is here to serve us. And by doing that, we're able to live the lifestyle we want and take off on a random vacation last minute. So we had totally planned on being at the conference. So wish we could be there and meet all of you. We know you're having a great time. So
yes, Clay in the last 3 years has helped us build all the necessary systems, checklists, workflows, task lists, time blocks, audits that are always running and the right capable lieutenants to keep track of all that so that you too can get time freedom, financial freedom. And that's what we have done, and Clay has helped us do. We've got multiple companies in multiple states, and they're all doing very well, getting ready to go 2 more locations in this next year. And Co-op Fitness has a really big future. We're teaming up with a couple other groups, and we should scale the company here shortly. Hopefully we'll open like 50 locations in the next 10 years. So, but yeah, we're on the way. We're gonna probably more than double our company, maybe triple our company in the next 8 to 9 months. And it's just awesome. God is working in our business, and we're making Jesus and changing lives. We're a strong Christian company that focuses on making Jesus famous and changing lives in the fitness field. And this is Charles and Amber Kola. Thank you, Thrive. Hit your action items. We love you guys. We wish we were there. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
My name is Jennifer Johnson. I'm in the pest control industry and also weed control and fertilization, and my business is Platinum Pest and Lawn. Some of the things that I'll be able to apply a lot of the things that I've learned in our business because this is not my first conference, and so a lot of the things that we learned we've put into place, and now we're doing the next level of refining the processes or just the different concepts, and so it's getting better and better. Things that were just big processes before, we have the foundation laid, and now we're able to make it better and better, and I'm hearing different things now that we've implemented things, and so we can just make it even better implementing it into our own business. Clay's presentation and the atmosphere is very exciting and fun. It keeps you awake. It makes it interesting. You have a lot of information, but if it's not going to be entertaining, your brain is going to tune it out. But Clay makes it just entertaining enough that you retain what you learn. Lots of rhyming and catchy things so that you remember stuff. Something that makes this conference different than other workshops or conferences that I've been to is that there's a lot of people here in my same situation. Most of us are pretty small businesses wanting to improve, and we want real life information and something that will work and that's attainable and not just some crazy magic formula, but actual action items that we can implement in our business and actually see a difference. Everyone should attend a Thrive Time Business Conference, whether you're a business owner or not. If you're a business owner, it has practical applications that you can apply to so many different parts of your business, and then you need to come back for more so that you can keep doing more of the wonderful things that you learn. But secondly, I am also a mom of 3 kids, and a lot of the concepts can actually be applied to home, like getting routines and getting setting systems at home has just seriously made a huge difference in my life at home. So I've been able to improve our business, but I've also been able to improve things at home, and so that's why everyone should come, no matter what your station is in life.
Yeah, my name is Nolan Q. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. The industry that I'm in is financial services. I've learned a ton so far, but what I can best apply from this conference is the opportunity, that hunger to go out there and make a big difference in my industry. Clay's presentation style is amazing. He's got an endless amount of energy. It's contagious, and yeah, by being here, I really do want to go back and be able to face all the adversity that the industry has. Yeah, this conference, the thing that makes it different is it's special because it has a unique set of individuals that all share that same energy. I think he pegs it as dragon energy, but yeah, that's the case. Everyone should come to multiple, but their first would be very special. Yeah, you're welcome with a lot of enthusiasm. That'll last for a long time.
My name is Gabriella Cruz. Our business is ECS Electric. My husband's the owner, but I'm involved with that, and so we're an electrical company. Well, here at the conference they talk a lot about consistency, and so just staying consistent with different things in the business, and I feel like applying that to our business model will really help us grow. The atmosphere is very positive, uplifting, and then it's very fun and energetic, and so it gets you pumped and it gets you excited, and it encourages you to do big things. Probably how real they are. They tell you up front what you need to do and what's like a no-go, and some conferences they kind of sugarcoat things, so I like how real they are here. I think it'll definitely, if you want your business to grow, I think this would be a great a great experience, and then not only that, it'll encourage you and inform you on so many things you don't think about on a daily basis.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Clay is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that You guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for 3 months and you have $350,000 of bills you've got to pay, and we have no accounts receivable. He helped us navigate that, and of course we were conservative enough that we could afford to take that on for a period of time. But it was, anyways, great man. I'm very impressed with him. So Clay, thank you for everything you're doing, and I encourage you, if you haven't ever worked with Clay, work with Clay. He's going to help magnify you, and there's nobody I have ever met that has the ability to work as hard as he does. He probably sleeps 4, maybe 6 hours a day, and literally the rest of the time he's working, and he can outwork everybody in the room every single day, and he loves it. So anyways, this is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Thank you, Clay, and anybody out there that's wanting to work with Clay, it's a great opportunity to ever work with him. So you guys have a blessed one. This is Charles Kolaw. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us, and I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My my husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love the building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due, and Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old, but I've never had the two-time Heisman Award-winning Tim Tebow come present. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built a $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that have have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business, and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He has inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong, because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times best-selling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show Business Workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military, and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day, and now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding, if you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time, super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
thrivetimeshow.com.
James, one more time with more enthusiasm.
thrivetimeshow.com.
Everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done his show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's a
All
guy by
right.
the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, "Have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad?" And I said, "No." And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed, to the business owner, to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you, thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, "I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this."
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence, that businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can do these things. There's stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working. And it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business, bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business to how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
Just
valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Play really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Everyone needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.